ancient pleasures, pain, transcendence, the richness of reality is folded into itself, infinity in a grain of sand, time out of time, life before and after life. Astonishment is the proper response to reality.
Idegem wai huam naxiki pipin defua hua jesmem wakapsi pute ding mi whatever kapohakwa nanki petete chkuka famia hakate bolonge deve begento kuot menunge Fua dagabek senzide kutik chkifemo wado vento pifektivet. Good.
In a place where realities are made of thoughts, and where the only laws are the laws of the human imagination. Moving out of the physical body, moving into the oceans of electric photons, into the worlds of idea, we become our dreams. We become our fantasies. We discover who we really are. We pursue the other through eros into transcendence. We leave the monkey body behind. We spread our wings.
Which comes and goes and kind of ebbs and flows, and nobody ever mentions it or has a name for it, except some people call it a bad hair day, or some people say things are really weird recently. And I think we never notice it and we never talk about it because we're embedded in a culture that expects us to believe that all times are the same and that your bank account doesn't fluctuate except according to the vicissitudes of your own existence. In other words, every moment is expected to be the same, and yet this isn't what we experience. And so what I noticed was that running through reality is the ebb and flow of novelty. And some days, and some years, and some centuries are very novel indeed. And some ain't. and they come and go on all scales differently, interweaving resonantly. And this is what time seems to be. And science has overlooked this most salient of facts about nature, that nature is a novelty conserving engine, and that from the very first moment of that most improbable Big Bang, novelty has been conserved, because in the very beginning there was only an ocean of energy pouring into the universe. There were no planets, no stars, no molecules, no atoms, no magnetic fields. There was only an ocean of free electrons. And then time passed, and the universe cooled, and novel structures crystallized out of disorder. First, atoms of hydrogen and helium, aggregating into stars. And at the center of those stars, the temperature and the pressure created something which had never been seen before, which was fusion. And fusion cooking in the hearts of stars brought forth more novelty. Heavy elements, iron, carbon, 4-valent carbon. And as time passed, there were not only then elemental systems, but because of the presence of carbon and the lower temperatures in the universe, molecular structures. And out of molecules come simple subsets of organisms, the genetic machinery for transcripting information, aggregating into membranes, always binding novelty, always condensing time, always building and conserving upon complexity, and always faster and faster and faster. And then we come to ourselves. And where do we fit into all of this? 5 million years ago, we were an animal of some sort. Where will we be 5 million years from tonight? What we represent is not a sideshow or an epiphenomena or an ancillary something or other on the edge of nowhere. What we represent is the nexus of concrescent novelty that has been moving itself together, complexifying itself, folding itself in upon itself for billions and billions of years. There is, so far as we know, nothing more advanced than what is sitting behind your eyes. The human neocortex is the most densely ramified and complexified structure in the known universe. We are the cutting edge of organismic transformation of matter in this cosmos. And this has been going on for a while, since the discovery of fire, since the discovery of language. But now, and by now I mean for the last 10,000 years, we've been into something new, not genetic information, not genetic mutation, not natural selection, but epigenetic activity, writing, theater, poetry, dance, art, tattooing, body piercing, and philosophy. And these things have accelerated the ingression into novelty so that we have become an idea excreting force in nature that builds temples, builds cities, builds machines, social engines, plans, and spreads over the earth, into space, into the microphysical domain, into the macrophysical domain. We, who 5 million years ago were animals, can kindle in our deserts, and if necessary upon the cities of our enemies, the very energy which lights the stars at night. Now, something peculiar is going on here. Something is calling us out of nature and sculpting us in its own image. And the confrontation with this something is now not so far away. This is what the impending apparent end of everything actually means. It means that the denouement of human history is about to occur and is about to be revealed as a universal process of concressing and expressing novelty that is now going to become so intensified that it is going to flow over into another dimension. You can feel it. You can feel it in your own dreams. You can feel it in your own trips. You can feel that we're approaching the cusp of a catastrophe, and that beyond that cusp, we are unrecognizable to ourselves. The wave of novelty that has rolled unbroken since the birth of the universe has now focused and coalesced itself in our species. And if it seems unlikely to you that the world is about to transform itself, then think of it this way. Think of a pond, and think of how if the surface of the pond begins to boil, some enormous protean form is about to break the surface of the pond and reveal itself. Human history is the boiling of the pond surface of ordinary biology. We are flesh which has been caught in the grip of some kind of an attractor that lies ahead of us in time and that is sculpting us to its ends, speaking to us through psychedelics, through visions, through culture and technology. Consciousness, the language-forming capacity in our species, is propelling itself forward as though it were going to shed the monkey body and leap into some extra surreal space that surrounds us, but that we cannot currently see. Even the people who run the planet, the World Bank, the IMF, you name it, they know that the history is ending. They know by the reports which cross their desks that what the disappearance of the ozone hole, the toxification of the ocean, the clearing of the rainforest, what this means is that the womb of the planet has reached its anche petete chkuka famia haka table lunge. Deve begento quot menunge. Fua dagabek senzide kutik chfifemo wado vagento pifektivet. Good.
In a place, ancient pleasures, pain, transcendence, the richness of reality is folded into itself, infinity in a grain of sand, time out of time, life before and after life. Astonishment is the proper response to reality.
Idigem wai hua naxiki pipin defua hua jejmem wakapsi puti ding mi hua deveka pohakwa